I am going to be putting my opinion on Doggy with grief. Now, for the sake of grief, I decided to put a part of grief as my background. But the more I look at this background, the more I realize how kind of creepy it is. I'm sorry, this is not the best quality picture, but I mean, it was like the only one, so I mean, you just kind of gotta work with what you gotta work with. It's not like this video's high quality, anyways. But let me put my opinion on it. So this is I don't know if this is necessarily the hardest top one struggle in GD history. I'm pretty sure there was one from like a long time ago that took like 2 years, was it not? And was it Blade of Justice? I think it was like it had to be just like super nerfed or something like that. It was some level. I don't know if that's worse than this or not, but seeing Doggy struggle with grief made me have to turn notifications off for his channel because I can't bear to look at how long it's taking. Now, here's what you have to realize. I don't think we can truly say how top one grief is. It's obviously top one, but how top one is it exactly? Because the thing is, you can look at the demon list, you see Amethyst is number one at the moment, and then Tidal Wave is below it, but it's like, what's the skill gap between Amethyst and Tidal Wave versus like Tidal Wave and Acheron? Because they were beside each other on the demon list once, but they're not even close in difficulty, seemingly. So it's like, how hard is Grief really versus Amethyst and Tidal Wave and all that? Because anybody remember when Zodiac and Bloodlust were right beside each other on the demon list, and now Zodiac is like 79 or 80 at the moment, and Bloodlust is like 154? They're so far apart now when they were once right beside each other. So I can't. I feel like we can't truly say how hard Grief is versus other stuff. I don't know. I don't personally think that's a stupid take, but I'm sure someone would find a way to make me feel like an idiot for saying this, but I don't know. Because the thing is, with how long Doggy's taking, what if Grief is one of the eternal top ones, like Eterna's and okay, that's the only one I know, but like Eterna's is like forever top one or something like that. I'm sure something harder than Eterna's will somehow blossom eventually, but it's like, how hard is it really? Like, truly, is Grief not that much easier than Eterna's? Is Grief harder than Eterna's? I'm kidding, it's not. I mean, I don't think so, at least, but it just, I don't know, it really makes me think how truly hard it is. Because, like I said, Zodiac, Bloodlust, they're so far apart now, even though they were once right on each other. So, for the people that think Doggy isn't skilled enough to do Grief, I honestly think you're probably full of shit. Because I guarantee, like, if Zoink was verifying it, he probably would have been done with it by now. That's because he's above everyone else. Well, besides Popoff. I personally think Popoff is better than Zoink. I don't know. I can't exactly put my thoughts on that yet, but considering seeing what Popoff has done, like Slaughterhouse 3 times in a row, holy shit. But it just, I don't know. Like, every time Doggy posts a monthly progress report, it makes me sad because I don't like what he's going through with trying to verify this absolute hellish piece of shit. And he's how many attempts in right now? Like a little over 300,000. I don't even like the mental strength you would need to constantly play this level is insane. Any level for that matter. The most attempts I spent on a level was like only I don't it was like around the same amount of attempts that Doggy took to do AOD, I think. And it was like around 70 to 80k. I don't know, something like that. I can't imagine spending 300,000. Because sure, while those numbers aren't too far apart, I feel like there's some things you have to take into account here. Take like your highest attempt count on a level versus how many Doggies at in Grief, and like if you were to like count from 70,000 to 300,000, you would truly be able to tell how far apart those numbers really are, even though they don't seem that far. And like in the grand scheme of things, sure, it's not that far apart, but that's a lot of attempts to constantly play the same thing. Currently, at the moment, Doggy is like 230 or 240 something streams into Grief, and he's had 80% as his new best for half a year, a little more than half a year, or something like that. I don't know. I remember the day Doggy picked up Grief, I made a prediction that he would have it done by January. That was my initial prediction. And we're halfway through 2025 now, and he still has the new best that he got in either like late 2024 or early 2025. I don't remember. I didn't keep up with it to the greatest of my ability. Like, I watched all the progress reports as they were being made, but I would only watch them once, and then I don't remember past that point. But seeing how far this is going makes me truly think, how hard is Grief actually? Excuse me, sorry. Because Acheron took him 52 streams and like 120,000 attempts. And we're hundreds of streams into Grief now with hundreds of thousands of attempts. So it's like, how exactly hard is it? Because if Doggie would have verified Grief by the end of 2024 like he predicted, Acheron would have been at like, where was Acheron at the end of 2024? It was like top 5, I think. I think it was in the top 5. If not, it was like top 7. It was at least top 7, I could say that much. And it's like the jump from 7 to 1 is a lot nowadays. Back then, if you wanted to do a top 1, you could do it. I feel like the last top 1 that was really accessible was Zodiac. I feel like every top 1 after that has just been something that no average player could do. Because back then, the average player could tackle a top 1 if they really tried. But nowadays, it's just like it's just not possible. It just doesn't feel possible anymore, and it makes me not really have the same feeling about top play like I used to. Because back then top 1s were so much more accessible. I've never done a top 1. I have beat levels that were previously top 1, but I've never done it while it was top 1. And I can safely say I will never have the feeling of beating a top 1 because I just don't want to. Which makes me respect Doggie so much more that he's still continuing to play this level. Because sometimes I wonder, will Doggie just drop Grief entirely? Because you have to realize humans can only handle so much before they finally break. And I feel like eventually Doggie is going to have an Acheron moment and he's just going to break everything. Because you can only handle so much before it's just done. Like that Doggie Acheron clip, I'm sure I don't even have to say what it is. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Bye-bye to his setup. You have to realize that dying to the same quadruple spike 49,000 times probably eventually gets to your head. If I spent that long on a level and I kept dying to the first click, I would probably eventually want to send my setup to hell too. So, what is going to happen with him? I have not seen any clips blow up of him raging. I remember in January or February I looked it up just to see what I could find, and yeah, he's gotten pretty mad at it before, but it's not anything like detrimental. But eventually, it will get to that point, and I can't even turn the notifications on for Doggie's channel because I can't sit there every single night or sometimes every other night seeing a notification from him that says verifying Grief, and it's had the 80% in the title for 6+ months now, along with the other stuff he has in the title, and then constantly seeing that stream number go up. It just makes me feel so bad for him. It really does. And Doggie, I'm sure you're not watching this because I have 1 subscriber at the moment, but please play off stream more than you do already. I can't say for certain how much you do, obviously, because I'm not in your fucking room, but it seems like you mostly play Grief on stream, and playing off stream you could focus a lot better, because every now and then you get distracted by chat and playing other levels, and I feel like if you did it off stream you'd have better focus, because you could sit there and lock in on the level instead of worrying about all that. Because when you were at your peak of 10,000 viewers the day that TS2 and Amethyst got verified, like, my nerves would have been through the roof knowing that 10,000 people were watching me play one thing. I can't do that. In the past, when I was younger and really did YouTube, my peak stream number was only 25. And I felt so nervous playing everything I was doing because it's like, what, all these people are watching me right now. 10,000? That's like, dude, that's so many people just to watch one guy. And every time I would do anything, I'm sure I would immediately fumble, knowing that I'm being viewed by thousands of people. It's crazy, man. This Grief verification is probably the wildest I've seen, and it's also because I have never paid attention to top play. So anytime someone was verifying a top 1, I didn't know because I did not care. I really, like, all my time playing GD, I really only paid attention to top play in 2023 to now. When when Avernus was being verified, that's when I started really looking at top play. And now we got Avernus, Tidal Wave, Amethyst. That's 3 top 1s now. And it's like, yeah. I'm sorry if I got like off track a bit. I don't know. I genuinely like sitting here and like talking in front of a camera for some reason. Well, I guess I shouldn't say in front of a camera. The camera's not on, but I think you can get what I mean. But yeah, basically in summary, Doggy, I feel really bad for you, and I can't believe you're going through this. Because I don't know. I hate seeing people say he's never gonna verify it. He can't do it. It actually breaks my soul. Like, the top comments on all of Doggy's videos are supportive, but every now and then I'll tune into a Doggy stream and I'll look at chat and I'll always see that one person that says, "Why are you still playing the level? There's no point. You clearly can't do it." And that just triggers a pet peeve of mine, because, like, first of all, you're not going through what he is, so you can't say that, because everybody in Doggy's chat that says that is probably, like, their IQ is probably lower than 40, or they're in like the 5th grade. So I feel like they don't really have like a place to speak on that, and it's just pretty frustrating all around. It really is, just seeing all that shit in chat sometimes. And so if you click newest on some of Doggy's videos, I guarantee if you scroll long enough, you will find that one person that says, "Why are you still going? There's no point." I only saw one comment that did that, and I don't really see them much, but I still see them sometimes. And yeah, it's getting to a point where my heart rate goes up whenever he hits the second drop, because it's like, is he gonna die at 67, or is he gonna pass Grenada Tacos and finally get past 80%? Because honestly, I'm scared that when he passes 80, he's just gonna die at like 81%. That is a great fear of mine. If he passes 80%, I want him to at least pass 85. I don't have the spots of the level memorized, so, like, the names of like the creators of the part. Literally the only part I know is Grenada Tacos, and the second drop starts with someone, but I don't remember their name. Uh, I'm pretty sure River has a part, or he doesn't. Mercury has a part, right? I don't fucking know, bro. But yeah, basically, that's all I want to say. I just wanted to yap about Grief, because I really like Grief as a top 1. I think it's really nice, but, you know, like I said, seeing what he's going through just really hurts. It really does. Can't imagine myself ever having that type of mental strength. I really can't. Because when I'm playing an extreme and it is like really hard for me, I'll take a break for like a whole month and then come back, just to play it for like 2 weeks and then drop it for like another month and come back. But I mean, I don't really do that as much anymore, since I've gotten a lot better at the game since then. But I just can't imagine it. And yeah, if you ever think Doggy's bad, just remember how truly hard is Grief compared to the top 1 we have now. Just think about that, okay? Thank you. That's all I wanted to say. That's my yap session done. Doggy, I wish you luck with Grief. I really do. Um, I hope you'll pass 80 soon. I feel like any day could really be the day, as long as you get lucky and you have that one moment where you just do it. And that's it. Good luck, Doggy, and have a good day, everybody. See ya.